Probably. Where's my brother?
I don't know.
Then you're useless to me.
Hey guys, what's up? How are we doing? Hope you're doing well. Man, I've been waiting for this moment for a year. Right. Welcome everyone to the stream. This is indeed the WCS Season 6 tournament reveal. How are we doing, Rennie? How are we doing, bruh? Thank you for the follow. Elves, good to see you. And anyone else who's joining. Now I have to practice 2 chords. Yes, indeed, Moose, this is happening at the same time. But it's unfortunate. You know, these things happen, especially with, you know, Open taking up quite a lot of the year. Tournaments are gonna, unfortunately, clash. It's just an inevitability. So, yeah. Right. Shall we go straight into the information? So. Okay, so first of all, difficulty. So, I'm going to move this over here so it looks like I'm actually looking straight at the camera. So the difficulty is aimed at the CSE 2025 Open. We haven't finalized the playoff or amateur bracket set yet, but we have finalized groups. So, and what we can say about groups is that, well, this is, so Vark is helping on the song selection. This is how Vark describes the group set. So we don't have songs as difficult as Pepsi Man, Blue Bosa, and Algorithmic Salvation, but we don't have songs that are easy as Echelons to Molotovs, Final Boss 2, and whatever the stamina strum is, because it's either on Stirring Seas or buried between Time and Dust. I always forget which one's in which one. So we have buffed up stamina because one of the complaints was that the stamina strum was still too easy for open groups. So we have buffed the stamina strum. But the groups reveal is next week. This is tournament info and qualifier reveal. So yeah, some songs may be easier than open, some songs may be harder than open. It's not going to be a one-to-one comparison, so please do not expect that. So more stamina strum. Well, it's a skill. I hate stamina strum. It's not my forte, but it is a skill, unfortunately, that we need to test. So main things. Okay, so first of all, I want to shout out Wef and Ducky for giving me. Oh dang it! I've activated the camera's AI tracking. For giving me the critical feedback I needed in order to make this tournament much better than last season. And I have listened to the feedback, and the changes are as follows. Where are the changes? Here they are. So I'm not participating, first and foremost. Therefore, no bias in the set list and more neutral casting. No caliber of skill is banned from participating. Like last season, I had, you can be, I think it was top 24, top 16 of playoffs, because it was kind of not for them, but then I had a big backlash. So no caliber of skill is banned from participating. What I will say is just be mindful that if you are someone who's kind of like Elite League level, who didn't need to qualify through the Open, it might not be for you, but I'm not stopping you. Difficulty throughout the set list is more consistent and the songs are more suitable. Hard deadlines will be implemented, and more on that later. As a result, I don't need to be doing as much micromanagement as I did last year and get on people's nerves. The qualifier is shorter. It's shorter by almost 6 minutes. So instead of a 15-minute qualifier, 15 minutes 21 to be precise, it's 9 minutes 45. So you don't have to spend as long doing a run. The qualifier quality is better. There were sync issues with the one last year. And as I mentioned before, me and Vark have been doing this together. So he and I are each other's second opinions. So therefore, it's not just me doing the setlist on my own and have no one to push back on decisions. Right. So the tournament schedule is as follows, and that is not the right one. Hold on, there we go. And if I just hold on, me stream not good. There you go. Right, so the qualifying period. So the qualifier reveal will be today, obviously, 2nd of August. The group stage setlist reveal will be next Saturday, the 9th of August. So the qualifier period will end on the 16th. So what? The reason behind this?
You're an alien.
Thank you, the Phantom Lotus,
Probably.
for
Where's
the
my
follow.
brother?
I'm gonna move.
Then you're useless to me.
Hold on. I'm gonna move notifications, so they're not interfering. So yeah. So the reason behind this is that you get a taste of the set list before committing. So you'll be able to see the set list. You'll be able to play the set list without formally committing to the tournament. So yeah, that's the reason behind that. So the qualifying period will end 16th of August, and between the 9th and 16th, that is also the practice week. So then on the 16th of August, so that's 2 weeks' time, the groups themselves will be revealed and the matches will begin on the 16th of August. Now, I will set a time for the qualified period end, which probably will be about 2 p.m. UK time, which is whatever time it is for you now, minus 4 hours, because then in that 4 hours, I'll be able to make up the groups, make the leaderboards, and all those shenanigans. So then it's ready then at 6 o'clock sharp. So whatever time it is for you, minus 12 minutes, that's when the setlist the group stages will begin. Oh wait, Oh yeah, groups were real. Yeah. I can do things. I haven't done one of these in a while. The group stage will end on the 13th of September. So you might remember in CSE Open, they had a hard deadline on groups. They gave you 3 weeks to do your matches. I'm being a little bit more lenient. That was too short. I'm giving you 4 weeks to do all your matches in the group stage. That is a hard deadline, right? That is a hard deadline, which means if there are unplayed matches at that time, beyond the deadline, I'm going to have to step in and determine who was the problematic participant in terms of communication, and then decide whether or not it was a mutual, basically either one didn't talk to each other, then it'll be a tie. The person who didn't make any effort or a very low effort to schedule a match will take a forfeit. I hope I don't have to do that, so please get your matches in. And then the playoffs and amateur stage, so there is an amateur stage, and they were running simultaneously with the playoffs. So the setlist reveal will be on the, oh my gosh, this is too zoomed in, on the 13th of September. So then you have a week to practice, and then the stage will begin on the 20th of September. And I needed to zoom out. The tournament end will be the 25th of October. So that's the hard deadline. So one of the major issues I've had previously in my tournaments is that the playoff stage just drags on because people get burned out and then they don't want to play their matches and then it just drags out the whole thing. So there's a hard deadline 25th of October. There will be hard, like CSE, hard deadlines per each round, because if you're going to do 4 weeks, then you need to be encouraged. And then, unfortunately, if a match isn't played as per deadline, those to be finalized, because I don't know how many participants we're going to have, and therefore how many rounds, etc. Then I'll have to make a decision on who takes the win. Yeah, so that's the tournament period, the timeline. Just a couple of more rules. So, to clarify, we are doing double elimination throughout. Throughout the amateur and playoffs. So I think from the 20th to the 25th should be about 5 weeks. So you have, so you have an extra week on top of open, but obviously because it's double elim, all the way through, gonna need an extra week. If there is an issue, like for example, that is too little, especially with double elimination, full on. If there is an issue with, okay, that might be too much time, we can maybe extend it by a week. But not much more than that. Alright, so another change. Oh yeah, I said before, changes made from last season, especially with the rules. GamePad mode is allowed. My banning of it last season was from a place of ignorance, so I apologize again for that. So GamePad mode is allowed. Is there anything else before we move forward? Right, so just general, long form tournament, obviously, group stage, qualifier, playoffs, amateur. Top 2 from each group will go through to playoffs. And then anyone who does not make playoffs can play in the amateur bracket. Different setlist for each stage. So, yeah. Just double checking I've covered most things, and I think I have. Right, okay. What is next? Right, so now, okay, before we go into the qualifier, are there any questions regarding the rules, timeline, maybe more clarification on difficulty set list? Oh, one more thing. I did this last season, and I think it was appreciated. It will be best of 7 for groups. Best of 9 straight away for playoffs, and therefore boss songs are available straight away. I did that last season, and I don't think there was complaints about that. If for whatever reason there is a, you know, hard feeling of we don't want that, we want top 8, etc., let me know. I'm open to critical feedback. There is a feedback channel, so I would appreciate anyone putting any feedback in there. If there isn't anything else, I will move on to the qualifier reveal, for which I need my guitar. Does amateur start with best of 9 then also? Yes. Both playoffs and amateur. I'm gonna take a drink because I just spoke very fast for about 15 minutes. Gotta hydrate. Right, okay, so we're gonna move on now to the qualifier itself. So I want to do that and this. Right then. I'm gonna move OBS over to my other screen, and then I'm gonna put chat by there. Six qualifier, right? Hey Lefty, how are you doing? Da 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 da. Yeah, I'm not doing too bad. Excited to get this going. Had obviously major issues with the tournament last season, so I've listened to as much feedback and implemented as much as I can. So yeah, namely the qualifier was too long. It's about 6 minutes shorter, so right, Cacophony by Go Off by Cacophony, charted by Stickheads to start with. This is the solo. Don't be put off, it's not this crazy all the way through. I did path it, but I completely forgotten. Oh, I remember the second two paths. So what I can say, if you want a really competitive score on this qualifier, you need 1.5 million. My FC with path is 1506. Unfortunately, Vark couldn't make it today. He's kind of like my, what do you call it? Co-staff. Or co-runner, if you will. Well, he's on Soccer Slack minute. He's at a wedding. But, fortunately, Vark will be available for the setlist reveal next week. So. One thing I do remember, which is probably what I'm going to do, is you do not want to overlap this text phrase. Ah, I almost didn't overlap it. I completely forgot what the bad is. But... such a vibe. 3 songs. In order to hit our target of under 10 minutes, we're going with 3 songs. Wow. That and also the second 2 are at 110. So that was Go Off by Cacophony. That is our solo portion of the qualifier. Now we go into Strum, which is Marionette by Make Them Suffer. Oh dang, I hope so. The path to this song is very simple. Act on chords, act on first change of chords, then activate of second phrasing chords. That's literally it for this song. It's 4 activations, 3 activations, 4 activations. Yeah. It encourages pathing, definitely. Which is what I like about it. So don't activate here, activate on this chain. You can even activate on this phrase and it literally does not matter. So if that's easier to remember for you, just do that. It literally doesn't make any difference. It doesn't matter if you don't whammy there either. It's such a short sustain. It doesn't really make a difference. Okay, text strumming section. Be careful. Here we go. Oh, what? My guitar was wrong. Right, so activate then on the next phrase. And that's literally the star power path for this middle song. It's pretty simple. And it'll be now. You probably heard that motorbike go past. And be careful this end. Now, we've got one which is great. Adolf, Split X by Adolf at 110% speed. This is the hybrid. I love this one. It might be a little bit solo leaning, but it does have a difficult strum outro. So. Next up. And then second blue after second green. No, I forgot that activation existed. I acted in the right place. I just before didn't say that that was an activation. But that's an activation. Now it's second blue after second green. Love that outro. So that is the... Oh man, I overstrummed twice. Of course I did. Man, I overstrummed twice and that cost me like 28,000 points. Oh, to be fair, I completely forgot the path to go off. But yeah, that is the qualifier. Whew! It's a fun one. Yeah. Is there anything else? Oh wait, I want to do this. So if I go to boom and then boom. So these were the qualifier songs. Go Off by Cacophony by Child by Stickheads. Marionette by Make Them Suffer at 110 by JGA. And then Split X at 110 by Adolf by Rerose or Rerose Z. So the qualifier will be released after I end the stream. There's just a slight thing I want to do, and that is nothing major. It's just to rename the intro sections to the song name. Like song name dash intro, you know, minor thing, but just to make it a little bit more professional. So yeah, you have 2 weeks to submit a qualifier score. You can submit as many times as you like. I will take your highest score as your submission. Therefore, a leaderboard will be made from that, and then groups will be made from the leaderboard then. Yeah, does anyone have any questions? Oh, quite a few people coming into the server. Love to see it. Does anyone have any questions for me in regards to the tournament? Anything you're concerned about? Anything that you would want to know? Any clarification on deadlines, rules, etc.? If there isn't anything right now, just pop it in the Discord and I'll be around. Alright, yeah. I do have an Ask Questions channel. Or everything I've said today, or at least most of what I said today, will be available in the Info and Resources channel. So if there's anything you're unsure of, you can read up in there. And then if there's something that you're concerned about that isn't covered in there, then feel free to pop something into the Ask Questions. Let me just make sure. There we go. Yeah. So you should be able to see the info and resources channel now. It's just under 20 announcements in the category of WCS Season 6. Oh yes, another rule. I forgot. Well, not another rule. Just it was a rule I had last season, but there's a lot more clarity to it. So, for example, right. So, general rules: no modifiers are allowed. Like you know what I mean. Stuff that's in the modifier section, apart from no modifiers. Gamepad mode, as I said before, is allowed. Obviously no cheating, match fixing. Players are responsible for warming up before the match. If a match is scheduled at a specific time, then the participants should ensure they are warmed up before this time. You may receive a warning if, for example, you scheduled a match at, like, say, 6 o'clock, but then you start warming up at 6 rather than, warming up for that time. Players have a 15-minute window to show up to their match. This is so that it doesn't waste too much of the other participants' time, as well as the refs. If one opponent shows up at the scheduled time and the other doesn't after 15 minutes from the scheduled time, they will forfeit the match unless, because obviously there's got to be, conditions around it. Just going to every match cold. From schedule, they'll forfeit the match unless stated beforehand that they're going to be late. So if they're well aware that they can't make it and they make it known, fair enough. If a situation arises whereby the absent player could not have reasonably contacted their opponent beforehand due to something else taking priority or something last minute, had arisen, then the match can be rescheduled. I'm not going to be like, oh, you had a family emergency? Well, tough luck. You forfeit. That is, no, I'm not going to be like that. So it will be done on a case-by-case basis. For example, I overslept is not a reasonable excuse. You must be using Clone Hero 4080-Final. We are not using the PTP as it has issues, at least from when I last used it. I had some major audio skipping issues with the PTP. So, yeah, we are sticking with the public release, if you will, not the test build. Reiterate, matches in group stage are best of 7, matches in playoff stage will be best of 9, so it's boss strongs straight away. And then this is the timeline, just to give you a reminder. So we have a hard deadline for the tournament, so playoffs doesn't get dragged out same with Amateur, because obviously issue last season and previous seasons. And then you got the tiebreaker math. Number of solo songs greater than strum. Strum tie is played. Number of strum songs played is greater than solos. Solos tie played. Number of solo equals strum. Hybrids played. If some matches, if they can be conducted by a ref, but if there aren't any refs available, then you do a report in the match report channel, who the match, etc. I will advise people to have auto screenshots enabled. So if you don't have a ref, or even if you do have a ref, because spectators can't have auto screenshot, doesn't work for them. But I would highly encourage you to have auto screenshots on, so that if you're doing a match and you're like, oh, I forgot to do screenshots, they're there. You can find them. You can find these in the Clone Hero settings, general auto results screenshot, auto save rather. That will go to your Clone Hero player data screenshots folder. And then structure of the report will be like group, whatever, or maybe like playoff round. Who won against who? So for example, Wings wins 4-0 against SO. And then the bands, so Wings bands play with me, SO bands no more. And then you could game 1, Wings pick spiritual battle, Wings wins, game 2, game 3, game 4. Followed by the screenshots. And I have a link to Hammer Time in the info and resources. Please use that to schedule your matches. It makes it so much easier. Basically, what that does is make the time appear in the opponent's local time zone. So you don't have to worry about, like, what time zone are you? Or someone says 1 p.m. It's like, okay, what time zone? Just use that. It'll be much easier. And also, it might be nice as well. You don't have to do this if you put your time zone in your server nickname to make things maybe a little bit easier as well. The Qualiform will be out as well at the same time as the Qualifier chart after the stream. I'll be looking for casters and refs. I suppose I could do it. Ask around for that. Are there any other questions before I finish up? Actually, what I'll do is I'll copy this rules and information for the tournament, delete it, and then do an @everyone so people get pinged. There you go. There you go. You should have a ping regarding the information. Oh, I don't think the formatting got copied. Oh well. Screw formatting. Alright, okay, so I'm gonna get the so I'm gonna go into tournament announcements now. I'll do this live, so you know what's going on, so you're not waiting around wondering what's going on. Qualifier chart. Let me just upload it. Give me a second. Do. There you go. Right. Okay. Uploading this to Google Drive now, and then I will post a link in the ping shortly. Share. Anyone with link? Copy link. Done. Qualifier form. And then let me just go to right, okay. Responses. Wait, hold on, how do I send. There we go. You have until, and then let me just use hammer time. Say, yeah, 1400 till here. Ducky, I see your message. Don't worry, you just got auto-modded. Yes, we are right at the end. So you've got all the information's in the Discord. you can see the rough guideline on the timeline on screen right now. I'm just posting the qualifier chart and form in the Discord 20 announcements now. So yeah, contract quality form, you have until blah blah to submit. There we go. Get practicing, nerds. Oh yeah, and use Chopped if you want to find the path. I will put that in the info and resources now. I put Chopped into Bing, and the first result is Chopped Creative Salad Company. No, it's Ducky. Right, releases. There we go. Right. I've linked Chopped in the info and resources for those who may not have it. So this is just a piece of software that basically tells you where to activate. You still have to do the memorization. It doesn't just do it for you. But yeah, it spits out an image. Yeah, as I said before, any questions, any concerns, just let me know in the Asks Questions tournament bracket. Ducky, for a quick overview. The things on the screen, the timeline, the qualifier is 9 minutes 45, so it's not 15 minutes 21 like last season. Quality is better, don't have sync issues, I'm not participating. Yeah, all the stuff's all in the Discord. I hope you guys have fun, and I hope you like the qualifier. I certainly do. I love the last song. The last song's probably my favorite. Yeah, and here are the quality songs. These are the quality songs, just in case you may know them, may not. Don't worry, Ducky. Right, I made a promise to Cam. There is no Dragon Force, no Galneres, and there is no Camellia so far in the tournament. Dragon Force and Galneres are definitely not going to be in the tournament. You might find a Camellia song. We might find one for a Strum Boss or something. But yeah, because, you know, Power Metal isn't the greatest, and even as a hybrid tiebreaker, Power Metal strumming isn't exactly difficult. Ooh. I think the submission deadline for the new tournament is wrong, says by Spider. Oh, yes, sorry, I didn't change the date on the form. Give me a sec. I went to Hammer Time, but I didn't change the date. 16th, 1400. There we go. Copy. My bad. 2 weeks from now. Weeks from now, will update announcement. Apologies. Yeah, you have basically, you had 4 hours ago to submit. Sorry, guys. There we go. Okay, gonna boycott this time. Yeah, I've changed that. Thank you, Spider, for pointing that out. Yeah, any issues, any concerns, just let me know, and I'll do my best. All right, guys, I've probably dragged this on. Well, you have the qualifier now. The qualifier is released. The form is released. You have 2 weeks to do the qualifier. The group stage songs will be released next week, next weekend. Oh, and Ducky, unlike CSE, I'm going to do double limb all the way through for both playoffs and amateur. And you have 4 weeks to do groups, run 3. So, yeah. I probably rattled on enough now, so go ahead and start practicing the qualifier. Can't wait to see your scores and what you can put up. If you want a very competitive score, aim for 1.5 million. My past score, for example, is 1,506,000 because I just had to pass my own qualifier. Don't worry, I'm not in the tournament. That was noted from last season. So yeah, to be honest, I kind of wouldn't want to play just because I've been in a late league and I'm a bit burnt out from tournaments. I'll be happy to get over 1 mil on this. Really, Ducky? Come on, there's 1.5 million available. I'm sure you do fine. You're in the elite league. I'm sure you do fine, Ducky. I'm sure you do fine. Ah, right. Okay, you're sight reading it right now. Missed 50 notes halfway through the first song. Really? Well, yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of practice, and you do need to be warmed up. It's not a you know, even for the higher end players, you still need to warm up for it. So. I try basically. There's parts in each song where it's like the skill is very low, to try and help accommodate the lower end players, but then there are the peaks as well, for the higher end players. So I think it's a good mishmash. I'll just stay on for a little bit longer. You guys can go ahead and start practicing the qualifier if you want. I'll just hang out for a bit more, just in case anyone has any questions. So yeah. I might as well just keep reading through my infos just in case I've missed something, and then just in case people are late as well. If there are any controversial rules or details, let me know. We can talk about it. You know, I'm open. I don't think there are, personally, but if there is something you really take issue with, just bring it up. I'll be open. Don't worry. I'll listen. Ducky knows I listen. Oh yeah, by the way, Ducky, shout out to you. I did shout you out at the start of the stream for being a major part in making me realize the mistakes of last season. So, shout out to you. And Wef, if Wef's watching. You helped me realize things, Ducky. Thanks, Ducky. Appreciate it. Like, I don't do anything with malicious intent. So, like, I know sometimes it does come across as that. I'm just not good with words, okay? I have this problem in work. When I'm trying to get something across, it doesn't go well. But yeah, like if I do something that's a bit iffy, it's not out of okay. Some things, okay, I'll admit some things last season was like, for example, putting relentless in the setlist. But in terms of like rules, okay, I take that back. There were a few things last season which were definitely with an element of bias. But yeah, the point's down. If there's anything, if there is anything that you disagree with or whatever, just let me know. I'll listen. Yeah, like I don't want to just be a one-to-one copy of CSE. I like the CSE style, and I think there is a lot of split bracket tournaments. You know, you got LPC. Shout out to LPC, Lefty. I don't know if you're gonna do one this year and when, but I hope that goes well if you are planning one. Like LPC, for example, and MPC, which is happening now. They've got, I think Musa has beginner, intermediate. Oh wait, no, I think he has beginner, intermediate, advanced, and pro. And then LPC, I believe, is beginner, low intermediate, high intermediate, beginner, or something like that. But my point is, you have those type of tournaments, and then you've got mine and CSEs where it's like everyone's in it together, in groups, and then it does split off amateur and playoffs. So I think we got a good balance there, by keeping in mind kind of more like this format. But yeah, like I'll change some rules that I don't agree with. Like for example, having half of playoffs being single elim. That's not happening in mine. And also giving a lot more time to do group matches. Like I'm not going to give only 3 weeks. I'm going to give 4. And then I think it's about 5 weeks for playoffs because we're to give 1 extra week and also just an extra week because we do have double M all the way through. And matches in playoffs are best of 9 straight away. Boss songs enabled straight away. I did that last season. I don't think people had a problem with that. Yeah. And obviously a major issue of last season was the group set list. It was bad. There's no 2 ways about it. It was bad. But I've got Vark on board. Vark is a part of my song selection committee. It's just he and I. But as a result, we're bouncing songs off each other and we are each other's second opinions. So it definitely, at least it does keep me in check and not making stupid decisions. So yeah, we've got the group set list finalized. We've been working on this for about 8 weeks. Groups is done. Playoffs is about 75% done. And then amateur we haven't started yet, but don't fret. We have about 6 weeks from now before amateur starts, as well as playoffs. So just think that we've done 1 3/4 set lists in 8 weeks. Should be able to do finish off a set list and do a whole set list in 6 weeks. So don't panic. If for whatever reason, hey, nice one, Taki. If for whatever reason we're like, oh, we're, Ranny. I'm trying to be serious here, okay? But if for whatever reason we are having an issue finalizing setlist by then, we could delay. But I hope that doesn't happen because I don't want, obviously, to have the tournament drag on. I'll do my best. It's not like we haven't done anything in regard to amateur. Like, we do have a song pool. I think, how many songs have we got in the song pool? Like, yeah, we've got 17 songs in the song pool as potentials for amateur. Some of them are, well, quite a few of them are like doubled up in terms of the same category. But we do have songs already on the sheet as possibilities. So, yeah, we should be okay. As I said, if we're not, we might have to delay. Maybe playoffs can still go forward, and then maybe we'll delay amateur because, as I said, playoffs are 75% done. But obviously, you know, obviously we don't what we want most, obviously, is no delays. But people will obviously appreciate a delay in order to have a good set list rather than a rushed set list, right? So some songs might be good, like we found them during the weeks, but then you don't want like 3 of the songs because we were running out of time to be rushed and not great, you know. So I'm just saying that is a possibility. I just hope it doesn't come into being. Yeah. Man, that was a lot of talking. I kind of just want to wait for Ducky to finish the qualifier. I'm really curious. I'm very surprised that Ducky sight read FC'd Marionette and not go off, even though Ducky's a threat player. Or more solo orientated. Not to say, obviously, you know, Ducky's pretty decent at strumming as well. To say lean more solo, just like me. They should be almost done, actually, because they're on the 3rd song at least when they said they FC'd the 2nd song. Hold on, I should have a score posting channel. Ah, yeah, 20 optional score posting. 1.16 mil. Okay. I mean, obviously it's not pathed. And to be fair, it will be a difficult side raid. But I'm actually impressed you side raid FC Marionette. Wow, 116 notes missed, 117 overstrums. That is a lot of overstrums. How did you get that many overstrums? That is actually impressive. The first one was so rough. Keep looking. Okay. You missed something that I do every tournament. You missed something. In the screenshot. I'm looking. Oh! All strums. Okay, that's why you FC'd the second song, because it is basically strums. Okay, that makes so much more sense. Oh. Okay, that makes sense why you FC'd the second song. Alright. Whew! This won't be the end of me today because I will be casting on CSE. Let's see if elves pick up. Let's go Ducky Current High School. It doesn't look like elves has realized. Yeah, what time is the stream tonight? EL Dibs. 8:30, okay. Oh, about an hour and a half. Ducky just yeah. Yeah, just to reiterate, Qualifier reveal today, obviously, the Qualifier's out. Setlist reveal next Saturday. You have a week to practice. Also, the Qualifier period ends the following week, so you have 1 week to practice the group's songs during the Qualifier period, which is also just helps you decide whether or not you want to participate. My first, 5 rounds are always silly. But you get to 1.4 mil on all strums or something. And then groups, qualify ends 16th. Groups reveal matches begin 16th of August. Group stage ends 13th of September. That is a hard deadline. Then setlist reveal, playoffs and amateur 13th. Stages begin 20th and tournament end 25th. So. Don't worry, Preston. All the information is in info and resources. Although I should have probably put the chart and form in resources. The chart and form are in announcements. Yeah. All the information you need is in info and resources. So don't worry. If you do have any questions, just post them in Ask Questions. Alright, I'm gonna call it there. I've been rambling on for quite a while. So, and you just get on with it. Yeah, I'm gonna save my energy because I'm casting for the CSE Elite League in an hour and a half, so I'm gonna go rest up. Who do we have actually on the CSE Elite? We have Dark Wolf versus Smitty. And we have Demand versus Birdie. Man, Dark Wolf and Smitty, oh my goodness. Dark Wolf and Smitty. Oh my. That's gonna be a match. And then Demand versus Birdie. Nice. Thanks, Seki. Alright. I'll see you on the CSE Elite League stream. Have a good one.